Hello everyone. Welcome to A Million Things About Japan. I'm Machiko. How are you doing? I was born and raised in Japan, but I also lived in California for a little over 12 years. Then I moved back to Japan this past December. On each episode, I introduce Japanese food, Japanese culture, Japanese customs, and more. So please like and subscribe to the channel and get to know a little bit more about Japan with me. よろしくお願いします。Okay, let's get started. As I mentioned before, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States and had treatments there. It was tough, so I tried to set up milestones along my road of treatment. Once I could see a goal, I wanted to treat myself when I achieved it. In Japanese, we can call this treat ご褒美. My taste buds were really messed up because of chemo, but luckily I was able to enjoy most sweet stuff. So, for example, a few days before my lung biopsy, I asked my husband to take me to my favorite ice cream parlor afterward. My doctor told me that I would have a sore throat and difficulty swallowing after the procedure, so I was very worried. I needed some motivation to look ahead, and that helped me face the procedure. Another time, he picked me up at the hospital after my chemo session with my favorite Oreo milkshake. And finally, when I completed radiation therapy, we went to have black sesame flavored soft serve at the Japanese ice cream shop. Matcha latte from Starbucks was also one of the rare things I was able to enjoy through my treatment. So whenever I drink matcha latte, I remember those days in the States even now. I think as a Japanese woman with a sweet tooth, the taste of Japanese sweets is always my comfort food no matter where I am. So if Anmitsu was available in the United States, I believe I would have gotten it as my ご褒美 treat. I know that Anmitsu is not very familiar to non-Japanese people, and that's the reason I want to introduce it to you today. If you are interested in Japan and would like to try something new, something really Japanese, I bet Anmitsu is one of those things. Welcome to my Anmitsu world. Please stay with me till the end. The origin of Anmitsu goes back to the end of the Edo period in the 19th century. At that time, there were merchants called shinkonazaiku who kneaded rice flour with water and created various shapes such as plants and animals according to customers' requests. They added color to them and poured syrup on top, then sold it at sweet shops and festival stalls. One of their creations was a boat, and they put boiled red peas inside the boat and poured syrup over it. This small delicacy became very popular among the common people, and that was the beginning of mitsumame. Now, I will explain what mitsumame is. Funawa, a traditional Japanese confectionery shop, was opened in Tokyo in 1902. They created mitsumame the following year. It has diced kanten, or agar, gyūhi, which is similar to mochi or rice cake. Some fruits, such as oranges, pineapples, and cherries are added with sweet syrup poured over it. The syrup is mitsu, the Japanese word for honey, and the boiled red peas, which are called mame, are added. Thus, the origin of the name mitsumame. They served mitsumame in a stylish silver dish with a silver spoon. About a decade later, Mitsumame Hall, a Western-style cafe, was established. It started serving an even more stylish mitsumame with colorful fruits, and it was popular among both children and adults. At this time, a place that served beer was called a beer hall. A place that served very light food such as bread, milk, and mandarin oranges was called a milk hall. This was a common way of naming shops that were new to Japan that featured a Western-style atmosphere. So, the Mitsumame Hall, which served mitsumame, was named this way. Naming things that are new to Japan this way is still popular even today, and I believe Japanese people think it's cool, to use English-sounding names, although sometimes something is lost in the translation. Anmitsu started at a shop named Wakamatsu in Ginza, Tokyo in 1930. Mori Hanjiro, the owner of a shop which served oshiruko, a hot, sweet red bean soup, got a request from his customers to make mitsumame sweeter. So, he added some sweet red bean paste on top of mitsumame and drizzled some brown sugar syrup. It was a hit and quickly became a hot item. That is how Anmitsu began. Next, let's take a closer look at each ingredient of Anmitsu. An means anko, which is sweet red bean paste, and mitsu means honey or syrup in Japanese. That sounds very sweet, doesn't it? But it's not as sweet as it may sound. It is a refreshing and traditional summertime dessert in Japan. I describe it as a Japanese-style parfait or sundae. Kanten or agar is the main ingredient of Anmitsu. Kanten is made from seaweed and is a vegan substitute for gelatin. Kanten looks like jello, but it is harder than jello and has very unique texture. Kanten does not melt even at room temperature, so it is widely used in refreshing Japanese summer desserts. The taste and appearance makes Anmitsu lighter and easy to eat. Kanten is calorie-free and contains lots of fiber as well, so you don't have to worry about gaining weight even if you eat a lot of it. Even though Anmitsu is sweet, it is considered rather healthy and can be eaten without feeling guilty. You can easily make kanten at home by using powder-type agar. Step 1. Put 500 ml water and 4 grams of agar powder in a pot and mix well. Step 2. Bring to a boil and mix until the agar powder is completely dissolved for about 2 minutes. Step 3. Transfer the mixture to a container and let it cool. Once it sets, you can cut them into small cubes. Honestly, when I was a child, kanten in Anmitsu was not my favorite. I thought kanten was a bit too bland, but as I got older, I enjoyed the combination with other sweet elements. The balance of sweetness and texture are the most unique aspects of Anmitsu. My mom has made kanten several times since I moved back to Japan. One day, I found a large container with some warm, cloudy liquid inside. I thought it was soup stock or something, but it was kanten. After dinner, she cut it into small cubes and we made our own Anmitsu. We enjoyed it for 3 to 4 days. It was a very satisfying, guilt-free dessert. We kept saying, "This is 0 calorie, right?" while eating. Another necessary ingredient for Anmitsu or mitsumame is boiled red peas. The peas themselves are not sweet but have a firm texture, so together with kanten, it is a good accent in Anmitsu. Gyūhi is my favorite ingredient. It is soft, chewy like mochi, made by mixing rice flour with sugar and starch syrup. At first glance, it looks like mochi, but mochi gets harder over time, but gyūhi doesn't, even after a few days. For Anmitsu or mitsumame, usually there are 2 sauce options, which are kuromitsu or shiromitsu. Kuromitsu literally means black syrup, and shiromitsu means white syrup. Kuromitsu is a dark liquid made by adding water to brown sugar, boiling it down and removing impurities. It has a richer flavor and probably it is a more popular sauce option. Shiromitsu is made the same way, but rock sugar or white sugar is used instead of brown sugar. Compared to rich kuromitsu, shiromitsu has a lighter taste. When I was small, there was a time my dad received lots of canned Anmitsu as a summer gift. Half of them was with kuromitsu and the other half was with shiromitsu. I enjoyed canned Anmitsu almost every day, but couldn't decide which one I like more. I remember enjoying shiromitsu more back then, but I am definitely a big fan of kuromitsu now. There are many variations of Anmitsu. A more simple type of dessert is mame-kan. As I mentioned, mame is peas and kan is from kanten. So mame-kan has just peas and kanten with syrup. No fruit or mochi is added. It does not look as colorful as anmitsu, but it is more sophisticated. When some ice cream or soft serve is added, it is called cream anmitsu. When some shiratama, which is mochi dumplings, are added, it is called shiratama anmitsu. If you want both to be added, it is cream shiratama anmitsu. If you substitute matcha ice cream, it is called matcha cream anmitsu. If you want to eat traditional Japanese dessert like this in Japan, you should go to kanmidokoro, which means sweet shop in English. They should have simple matcha as well. If you prefer something that's not sweet, I recommend you try tokoroten. Tokoroten is a traditional Japanese snack dish that is over 1,000 years old. It is made from agar and shaped into noodles. It is served with a tangy sauce made with rice vinegar and soy sauce. You will find many kinds of ready-to-eat anmitsu, mitsumame, and tokoroten in the supermarket during summertime. You can easily create cream anmitsu by adding some ice cream at home. Anmitsu was first developed as a commercial product in the early Showa period, but it is clear that its origins and ingredients have a history of hundreds of years. Anmitsu contains lots of fiber, minerals, and vitamins from its various ingredients, making it a healthy Japanese treat. Now, do you want to try anmitsu? Hope you do! Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram account for a million things about Japan. You can find the link on the description. What kind of Japanese food are you interested in? Please let me know on the comment. Alright then, stay tuned for more episodes. Bye bye.